Hello everyone and welcome back to the iFormula iFL1 League. We are here today at Imola, the Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari, for round 4 of this championship. Had a very interesting round last week at Suzuka and now here in the Italian sunshine. A fairly cool track, but shouldn't be too bad conditions for them today. I'm joined by Tony Trapasso in the commentary box. Hello, Tony.
How you doing, Jason? Glad to be here and near where my grandparents grew up. So good to be in Italy. But your idea of relatively cool and my idea of relatively cool differ vastly. Because I'm looking right now at the track temperature. 81 degrees tends to get a little greasy on pavement.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be hotter.
We've seen hotter, but the fact is, it's still above that 80-degree mark. So the center off is going to be real slick for these guys tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to think about what that's going to do to their tyre wear as well, because obviously if your tyres are running hotter, you're going to be using up more of them quicker, so maybe they're going to want to think about how many times they want to come into the pits and want to try a one-stop strategy, or maybe 2 stops.
Well, the other thing is how much time are they going to give up on on the medium tire as opposed to the soft tire. If somebody decides to go hards and not pit at all, how much time are they going to be giving up per lap? And are they going to be able to, kind of hang with the softer tires, should somebody attempt that craziness?
Yeah, that we'll have to find out, but just a quick rundown of the driver's standings coming into this one. So we've got Jeremy Shipley up at the top. First time that Igor Filipic actually hasn't been up at the top. He had to DNF at Suzuka, and Jeremy Shipley went through for the win. Evan Haugland is not here today in 3rd place, and so he's going to be staying on 38 points. Christina Ryan, with a good performance last week, jumped up into 4th, and Thomas Varnes rounds out our top 5. Looking at constructors, just going a bit quickly because we've got 30 seconds left of the warm-up. Pleb Racing up at the top. That is the team of Igor Filipic. Doesn't have a teammate today, so maybe they're going to drop down. Raspberries Racing up in 2nd on 58. So they're going to be putting a title challenge up because they have both drivers here. And as do Belford Racing on 55 points. Let's get up the qualifying results, if I can. It will let me. There you go. 12 drivers today. So we've got Igor Filipic on pole, pretty much as usual. Then the rest of the grid is a fun one to find out as my SDK reloads. Thomas Varnes in 2nd, Jeremy Shipley in 3rd, Alexander Shanna 4th, Rodrigo Miranda in 5th, Caitlin Height and Christina Ryan 6th and 7th, Daniel Diaz Escobar in 8th, Luis Colon in 9th, Jose Gonzalez rounds out the top 10, then Rory Collins and Damaris Higginbottom on the back row. Just getting that done quickly because there is no formation lap. We are nearly getting ready for green.
Absolutely, as this is my first time watching Formula stuff, so bear with me, Jason. As looks like the lights are coming on, green flag is out, and we are underway.
Yep, absolutely. Looks like a pretty good start there for Jeremy Shipley, already alongside Thomas Varnes. We'll see what he can do into Tamburello. They're side by side. Very big curb hit there. Still managed to keep it in a straight line though. No position changes so far. Looks like going to be some battling in the back. Alexander Shanna dropping back a bit there, trying to make that position back up on Rodrigo Miranda. But it looks like Height might be able to make a challenge here to try and get past just before Acqua Minerale. I'm not sure what this corner's called, but I'll have to have a look.
Which one?
The one before these ones. Let's see.
Paratella.
Yeah, that one. That'll do. Looks
As
like...
they are now coming up on Ravaza.
Ooh. Alexander Shanna's off the road. Let's see why that is. With a change of camera angle. Just stopped to let people through.
Apparently track
Okay.
limits were abused there, as they do have a few rules here tonight. For turns 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, and 15, the red and white curbing is the track limit. They're not supposed to be using the dark green or the grass at all, so there will be slowdown penalties handed out if you abuse the track limits, such as what just happened with Shipley. He went way wide on a corner exit there, and just he had to give up some time.
That would make sense then.
Only 2 drivers electing to start on the softs here tonight.
Yeah.
Those are both of our fellow Spaniards, Daniel Diaz Escobar and Juan Jose Gonzalez. Both of those, the only 2 on softs.
Yeah, and both teammates as well, so clearly electing for the same strategy. Into lap 3 now, so DRS will be able to be opened by the drivers in the DRS zones. They are, I believe, coming out of the last corner. I will have to check this actually.
You are correct.
Or is that the only one?
Let me look.
It is. Yep, that's the only one.
That is the only one.
Okay, Juan Jose Gonzalez.
Going down Bassa is the only straightaway that you're allowed to use the DRS. Which, it being, a yank from over here on this side of the pond, and dealing with sprint cars and Indy cars, the way that they do their drag reduction over here, it just boggles my mind, the fact that just you hit a button and it goes.
Yeah, just while we were talking about that, actually, Juan Jose Gonzalez went very wide in. Just gonna have to replay that again, see where it was. That's the second part of Villeneuve. Went very wide onto the gravel, tried to get back onto the power. Straight into the tyre barriers on the other side, and unfortunately that is a wheel gone, so he will be out of the race. But looking at it, we're also missing some battling between Daniel Diaz Escobar and Christina Ryan. Diaz Escobar trying to make that move, not quite happening. It looks like they're very close up towards the front as well between Shipley and Vance.
I'll go out on a limb and say that Escobar is at the disadvantage here, being as we're already 5 laps in and he's on the gumball compound.
Yeah. I mean, tyre-wise are probably very similar at the moment, but definitely it's going to get much more of a difference between them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because Escobar's tires should give up the ghost sooner than Ryan's will. This might sound sexist in a way, but it's good to see two ladies teaming up to take it to the boys here in a Formula One car.
Yeah, absolutely. It's sadly something we've not been able to see in real life.
Here we go, Escobar on Ryan.
Yeah. Lack of funding sorted that one. We did just see Shipley on Vance. And yeah, as you said, Escobar and Ryan also happened into Tamburello. So I think that's going to be our main overtaking spot for today.
Oh, it's going to have to be, considering that it's
Yeah.
the only DRS zone. It's really the only time that you can open this thing up to full chat and let everything eat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, F1 having come back here in 2020 after last being around in 2006, I believe.
You are correct.
Due to all of the pandemic happening, we came back, and it's been pretty good so far. Jeremy Shipley setting the fastest lap of the race. No doubt DRS helped with that, but Thomas Vance is probably looking to come back at him fairly sharpish. But I think it's been a pretty good return so far. Maybe not the best track for overtaking, but it's definitely one of the fan favourites.
It's one of those tracks where you know that the drivers really have to be on their game, especially with all the changes of directions that this track has. It's not going to be just an engineer's race. This comes right down to driver skill. Being as you have to know how to handle the regen and how to implement the curve system. Other than that, you really have to be on your braking zones and how to apply that energy to the rear wheels effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are so many different types of corners. Realistically, we've got 3 chicanes, but none of them are really similar to each other. Tamburello being very fast and flowing, Villeneuve being slightly less fast but still very flowing, Alta being quite bonkers with the curbs, to be perfectly honest. And you got the
if you look at the track map going into Alta, if you follow the actual lines of the corners, you're changing direction more than 90 degrees each time. Like it's about 110 degrees going into the corner, and what looks to be about 120 degrees coming out of the corner, out of the chicane. So it's 100 degrees to the right and 120 degrees back to the left.
Rory Collins is out, and I just wondered why. I'm just going to stay on him here for a bit on replay. Still seeing nothing coming into Tamburello.
He just had a throughput.
Ah, that's why. That would make sense with it being so sudden. Looking at this now, Alexander Shanna's probably going to be able to get past Christina Ryan. He qualified in 4th position, now back up into 7th. So
Ryan's not having a good time of it right now.
No. Unfortunately not. Maybe the medium tyre not working out so well for her, or maybe heavy fuel loads. Oh, Shanna's, that's not good. Yeah, that's why has my replay graphic come up? I am not in replay, but he's going to try and limp that thing home. That's ambitious. Yeah, he's had to jump to pits for that one, unfortunately. To actually get the replay up, and they're coming out of Villeneuve again. It's exactly the same place as Juan Jose Gonzalez. So this time he didn't get buried into the wall, he bounced back off of it, but unfortunately that has not worked out for him. I'm going to have to find a way to try and get it out of replay mode, so apologies.
No, I'm completely with you. I just saw what happened to him, and that was ugly with a capital UG. Hickenbottom just had back-to-back off tracks as well. And that's not good. Boy. What just happened to Hickenbottom?
My SDK is really not having a fun time, so apologies, we're not going to have many graphics for now, but try and keep it as updated as possible.
When you get to it, it looks like he was coming through,
oh.
Yeah. I believe that was Alta that he just went through and just annihilated the right front suspension, tried to limp it back. The wing took out the left front, and yeah, that's not good. He was trying to limp it back to the pits, but
oh yeah,
you don't have any front wheels, bud.
Now you have no front wheels. You did have one.
Yeah, the front wing took out the left front, and that just that's no bueno.
Yeah, so Rory Collins is now actually back in the session, which is good. So currently after 10 laps, we sit with 3 drivers out of the race, unfortunately. Jeremy Shipley is actually doing very well here. He's had a turn of pace in the race. Not quite as quick as Igor Filipic on qualifying, but has caught up during the race, so this is a battle for first.
He should have a good advantage going into Tamburello this next time, being as he should be close enough to utilize the DRS effectively. And Filipic really isn't going to have a lot to defend against it. I mean, he can hit his DRS, but the fact still remains, and you could see the wings open there. Shipley doing everything he possibly can as the DRS slams shut going into Tamburello. He did close up by a good 10th and a half going into that chicane.
Yeah, well, I just got slightly distracted there by saying Alexander Shanna started and then stopped again. I'm not sure exactly as of why, but because he left the pits after towing, it's now put him in front of Demaris Higginbottom, which has now put him in the top 10, which has effectively stolen a point away.
Right, but I thought you told me that they couldn't...
Yeah, they aren't allowed to do that.
They're not allowed to use their crash repair after towing.
Yeah, correct.
Which means that Higginbottom should get the position back.
Yeah. It was a strange one because Shanna did stop at the end of the pit lane and then towed back, so I'm assuming completely out of the race. But
yeah, he just left.
Just a bit of a weird one, yeah. But Shipley still sitting behind Filipic. Just the trouble is with these cars, when you get so close, you're just completely caught up in the dirty air. Especially on a track like this with so many corners. It's pretty difficult to stay behind someone.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see it a lot on the oval racing that you and I have broadcast numerous times. That front car is punching such a big hole in the air that the turbulence coming off of that front car without DRS engaged and a long straightaway to utilize it, you're basically just sliding the front tires every time you try to change direction.
Yeah. Because that's the good thing. I'm not sure if how much you're following it actually, Tony, but F1 are now bringing effectively less aero-dependent cars. Well, less aero-dependent cars.
They've gone back to the whole ground effects era.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I have noticed with the latest incarnation of Formula One, during preseason testing, there are a lot of drivers very unhappy with how their cars were performing. It was doing a pogo down the straightaway because of the lower profile tires. The tires in these cars are where they get most of the spring rate from, and a lot of the dampening comes from the tires in this iteration that we're watching right now. Once they went to the lower profile tires, the tires don't soak up as much of the bumps as these drivers are used to. And one of the drivers, I think, put it best, and I think it was Massa, who said that it was like going to a heavy metal concert at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's also an interesting thing, a bit of an interesting side effect of using the all of the ground effect stuff. Is you've got all the air going underneath the car for your downforce. It is effectively sucking the rear of the car onto the ground, and then when it gets too close, it just snaps right back up.
Right.
So, Filipic and Shipley getting very close there into Tamburello and Rodrigo Miranda. Now into the pits on lap 14. Off of the medium tyre. I would assume taking off the medium tyre.
Well, we're only about a quarter way into this one.
Yeah, it feels like it would be very early to make a stop, especially off the medium. Yeah.
He's on the hard. He's doing a one-stop strategy.
That's going to be a long way to take that hard tyre.
More power to him if he can do it. Unless he started on the medium, he's going to go to the hard for most of the race, and then just blister one in the closing laps.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting because Daniel Diaz-Escobar is still out on soft tyres. So I would assume that the mediums wouldn't be too damaged. I mean, the top guys at the moment are doing low 17s in their best lap. Well, fastest lap of the race so far is a 16.7 with DRS help. So I would assume it's not that.
I mean, if you take a look at your top three right now, 117.2, 117.2, 117.2. You know, the medium tires seem to be paying dividends here early. We're about to see what's going to happen with Miranda, you know, and whether or not, you know, the Brazilian guessed right or not.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a quick restart of my SDK software because it has now completely locked up, so I can't change driver.
It did that to me earlier.
Luckily, we're watching the lead battle.
Which is your closest battle on track is Shipley giving Philippi all he can handle right now.
But I will have to try and get this closed as... There we go, Filipic and Shipley. Shipley's going to try and go around the outside into Tamburello. He's going to get it done before the corner. He is going to get it done before the corner. And that puts him up into the lead. Let's restart this and see if it decides to start working again. It's the iRacing, right?
And again, being, you know, someone that's not big on Formula One, I keep my ear to it, but I don't follow it closely. Again, it's just amazing to watch that DRS work with the fact that, like in a wing sprint car, the driver actually has to move a lever to set the hydraulics to get them to move the top wing on one of those cars. IndyCar drivers, the push to pass that they have is actually the bleed off on the wastegate for the turbocharger. They kind of close off the wastegate and give them, you know, a full boost for, I think it's 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And with, you know, these cars, just to watch the wing on Filipic's car open up like that and then slam shut going into the corner, just because there's sensors that trigger when and where you can and can't use it. You know, just the technology that's in these cars is just amazing.
Yeah, and I think another testament to that would be the ERS system they're running, the energy recovery system, where you take the wasted heat from the brakes to slow the car down, turn it back into usable energy on the go, and allow a certain amount of it to be used per lap and have a certain battery size of it.
Well, I mean, that's
kind of insane when you think about it, to be honest.
Well, it is, but when you think about it, it really translates over to what we're seeing in modern road cars. You know, that's what a hybrid system does, is it charges the battery, so you don't have to use the petrol motor as much as you would normally have to. You know, the car moving and the car braking, you know, it charges that battery, and that's what, every time you see that red light appear on the back of these cars, that's letting the driver in front of you know that your ERS is charging, which you can see Shipley's is blinking right now. So his is charging. Now it's not. Now he's on full chat. So, you know, it's very similar to the real world, as Filipich last time by reset the quickest lap of the race by 0.03 of a second.
Yeah, 1:16.7. So that tells you that the life of the tyre isn't exactly being used up too much at the moment. And yes, I see Marksman in the chat. Apologies, no overlay at the moment. Trying to get it back, but a restart of the software hasn't worked, so unfortunately I'm out of ideas. Filipich now closing in once again. Shipley could be close enough, but I think backs off just a little bit, so he's not going to be close enough to make a move this time around. But I don't think we're going to be seeing this battle going anywhere unless they go on particularly different pit strategies.
It's going to be interesting to see what this does shake out to. But I do have to thank Marksman, Brad Wilder, and I'm not even going to try that name, Mr. Hugland. How'd you say it?
Avon.
That's Avon?
Yep.
Okay. Avon, thanks for joining us, and wish you could be on the track as well, sir. But, you know, back to this battle at the front. This thing, there's no give between these guys right now.
Yeah, no, it's just a game of Shipley trying to get out of that all-important DRS range of 1 second, and not
he's working
being able
on
to
it.
do it. Yeah, looks like something's happened to Luis Colon. Have a look. If it allows me to get a replay. Yep, I believe that is a replay. And yeah, you can see Rodrigo Miranda just passing there. Oh. I've had a replay transition. Looks like it's sticking itself on replay mode again. But nevertheless, battle for the lead continues, though I think Shipley is making a bit of headway on it. He set his fastest lap of a 1:16.72. Fastest lap of the race, 1:16.71, so getting very, very close to it. But desperately trying to get out that DRS range so Filipich can't effectively use the free help of opening the rear wing.
So what did take place with Cologne is he ran very, very wide.
Yeah.
Just before Miranda passed him, and you got a slow down penalty for using the sand. And this just in from race control. Demetrius Higginbottom was disqualified, so he's not going to just lose the one spot that he jumped Shanna. He's going to lose 2 and be classified under Juan Jose Gonzalez.
Yes, well, Higginbottom did also come out the pits. Obviously, Shanna stopped right at the end of the pit lane because he, I'm sure he knows the rules like the back of his hand. He is, after all, one of the league admins. But, yeah, then Higginbottom being disqualified for that. That is still a fairly new rule, so we can forgive him, but obviously rulebook says what the rulebook says.
So as here we go, this could be Filipich's chance to get by Shipley with the DRS wide open. He's going to swing low coming through the kink and full chat to the inside going into Tamburello.
Yep, nice move there with DRS usage. I just want to see as well, actually. It looks like something major's happened to Caitlin Height. See if I can see that through exit of Aqua Minerale, and oh, yep, that's a hard hit into the outside wall. That's unfortunate. That's going to be another DNF from this race. Looks like we're going to be down to 9 drivers.
Yeah, and she just immediately put it on the hauler, so
yeah,
rough night for her.
Well, you have to. There's no if there are no right side wheels, I don't think it's going to like going anywhere. The differential.
Yeah, that's
play too
good.
Kindly with that one.
No. That's definitely not a good thing.
It will be interesting to see just when tyre wear does start taking effect, and just when these guys are going to go in. Do I see that as the fastest lap for Igor Filipich?
Very much so. 16.33. That's hauling the mail, and Shipley was just outside of DRS range at just over half a second. So the question is, can he close back in on this lap to get within DRS range again, coming down the front chute?
He is.
These guys have been playing cat and mouse all race long, as they've got over a 9-second gap back to third place, Thomas Barnes.
Yeah, Shipley, I think that time around just about clinging on within a second. Although it is getting dangerously close to him not being able to use the DRS. At the moment, gap's about 0.8, 0.7. No, he's in.
No,
it's a 1 second range.
Last time that wing never opened.
That would have been a choice.
Oh, now it is. Okay. So now it is open. He remembered to hit it this time.
Well, definitely going to be closing up this time. Not quite close enough to make any moves happen. That would be very, very ambitious from him.
Well, he did gain 0.3 on Filipich, but Filipich starting to walk right away from him again as they get into the twisties.
Yeah, it's an interesting game to play here, and it can be interesting coming up to when they want to pit as well, because it'll definitely... I think it would be fairly soon that they'd want to start coming into the pit, so it looks like a decent amount of the drivers aren't able to set their quickest laps, although Daniel Diaz-Escobar is still out on track on those soft tyres, look. So maybe they're not even close to a pit window yet, but when they are, it's going to be an interesting game to play between the two of them, because whoever comes in first is probably going to have a really big advantage.
Well, I mean, you take a look at Filipich's last lap, it was a 1:16.76, and Shipley's was a 1:16.67. We're 25 laps into this thing already, and these guys are flirting with setting their quickest laps of the race again. And matter of fact, that was Shipley's fastest lap.
Yeah.
Filipich, the previous lap, went 1:16.33. So, you know, the guys up at front know what they're doing on this tire. Barnes not having a major fall off, only about half a second drop for the 12 right now. The biggest drops you're going to see are Daniel Diaz-Escobar. He's almost a full second off of his quick time. And the same goes for Christina Ryan. But
Yeah,
those hard
since,
tires that Rodrigo Miranda are running, he just set his fastest lap of the race on the hard compound.
Definitely helped by the amount of fuel in the tank going down, because obviously about a third of the way through, over a third of the way through, you're going to be over a third of the way through the fuel tank. Yeah, exactly.
Closing in on a half quickly.
Only 10, no, less laps away from it. But as we have no overlay, unfortunately, I will give a rundown of how we are currently on lap 26. Obviously, we've got Filipich and Shipley up here, the battle that we've been following for most of the race. Then we've got Thomas Vance about 11.5 seconds behind them. Daniel Diaz-Escobar is about 19 seconds behind Vance. Then it's another 11 back to Christina Ryan, another 8 back to Rodrigo Miranda, another 8 back from him to Luis Colon. And then those are your drivers on the lead lap. We saw Rory Collins there just being lapped for the 3rd time. Obviously he had a throughput very early on in the race.
Right.
And then DNFs at the moment: Height, Hickenbottom, Gonzalez, and Shanna. Oh, it's trying to give me an overlay. It's all in one square at the moment, but it's trying. It's a very strange glitch with this.
Let's try this.
Go on.
Change to commentator mode.
Let's have a look. See. Yep, changed it.
Okay, let's see if that did anything.
No changes.
Okay, so that is your your SDK is shot.
Change it back.
Yeah.
It says connection status is disconnected. That's probably got something to do with it.
Might be. We do apologize for the technical difficulties, folks. We're trying to get it sorted out, but unfortunately, in the most technological car in the iRacing server, we can't get the technology to work on our end because Jason has, basically his hamster wheel internet over in the UK, from what I've been told.
Well, I know the internet's working fine. I've still got my 500-ish megabits per second upload, or download rather.
It's a plus side.
Probably about 30 or so up, I would assume, maybe a bit more. But interesting things happening. Speaking of interesting things, Luis Colon into the pits. He has changed onto the hard tyre from the medium, so second driver to do a pit stop.
And we're still a couple laps away from the halfway mark, so Cologne should, and I use that term loosely, should be good to go as far as tire to take him to the end of the race.
Yeah.
The question is, who of your top three is going to blink first?
Well, it's an interesting question, and after trying another restart of my SDK, still doesn't want to work, so have to live with what we've got, unfortunately. But Jeremy Shipley is now out of DRS range.
Yes, he is.
Now 1.3 seconds back on Igor Filipic, so he's been able to stretch his legs a bit. And it'll be on pure pace alone with no assistance for Jeremy Shipley to try and get back at him. And as we say that, first one to blink, Thomas Vance into the pits. First one from the top three.
There it is.
So, likely the hards, but honestly, we're getting to the point where Daniel Diaz-Escobar's been on the softs for the whole race. They might know this, they might be seeing this, and go, yeah, stick out on the mediums for a little bit longer. Get the softs on.
You know, all this, tire talk, it's going to be good to get back to where I am more comfortable, as we have a whole bunch of racing left for you just today on the Esports Broadcasting Network. Coming up at 5:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's the ISNF Cup Series Great Smoky Mountain 250 from the Bristol Motor Speedway. And if you were there with us last week when we were at Martinsville, there's a lot of drivers looking to give some receipts. As next up, we've got the Fired Up Esports League as they go to Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for their next round, and that is a 7:25 p.m. Eastern Time start. And then the nightcap tonight is Sunday Night NASCAR, round 3 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So a ton of racing left coming up just today. We have a triple header for you tomorrow night as well, with the CleanRacing.net Truck Series round 6 from Vegas. That's an 8:20 Eastern Time start. At the same time, we're also going to be showing the Rowdy Energy Cup Series round 3 from Vegas in the next gen cars. That is again an 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time start. And then the Maestros Classic ARCA Series finale for season 11. That'll be Frank Marchese and myself in the booth for that one, and that is an 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time start. So 6 races in 24 hours. Actually 7 if you include this one. So that's a lot of broadcasting, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of on-track action here on the Esports Broadcasting Network, as we do this about 7 nights a week, and most of the time it's double and triple headers every night.
Yeah, we are busy over here.
Yeah, absolutely. I just took a look at the company page on the YouTube side. Congratulations to everybody for helping us get to 2,200 subscribers, and just the growth over the last handful of months since Sim Racing Media acquired the Esports Broadcasting Network. Our growth has just been exponential.
We've got Daniel Diaz-Escobar into the pits now. He switched onto the medium tyre. So he started on the soft and he's now onto the medium.
Well, he's already seen that, Filipich and Shipley. Shipley did change to the hards.
Yes. Yeah. Shipley is now on the hards. Igor Filipich still out on those medium tyres. So still reckoning they've got a decent amount of life left in them. He was only 4/10 off his best lap. Yeah.
What in the Sam Hill?
So they must still have life left in them.
Yeah. Good grief. And Thomas Barnes on the hards just set his fastest lap of the race with a 16.5 dead. Yeah, I'm thinking Filipich is going to need to come in relatively soon here, as he just had a major moment going through. Yeah, he did. Going through Minerali. Almost put it into the sand, but was able to keep it on the hard stuff. So I dare say within the next lap or so, as we are just past the halfway mark here at Imola.
Yeah. Still choosing to stay out, so might also be going for that aggressive strategy just the other way around. Mediums onto softs, very much so possible.
Well, if he does that, good luck catching him.
Yeah, especially since those softs are going to have less wear towards the end of the race than they did at the start of the race, because lighter car, less fuel.
Correct. Wow, on the hards, Shipley, fastest time of the event. 16.245.
That's, if anything, a message to Igor Filipich, because he's going to be closing that gap, and he's probably going to have made the undercut work. So if Filipich is coming out onto the hard tyre, which I think would probably be the worst idea out of the two now, but if he would, then I would hazard a guess that Shipley's going to be ahead of Filipich coming out, and there's going to be no tyre differences between them.
Exactly, with the pit delta being about 33.5 to 34.5 seconds, and the fact that Shipley has already chiseled about 4 seconds out of Filipich's lead just in the last couple of laps, Filipich is in trouble. And he's basically going to have to stay out there until he can afford to put on the sauce and just blister the pace.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he can definitely make the softs last if from coming in now. But whether they'd be quick the entire time, who knows, as Shipley set another fastest lap that time around, 16.2 compared to Filipich's 16.7. So taking half a second out of him every single lap that Filipich stays out. It's not trivial.
I'm just watching that gap come down and down and down. Filipich is in deep trouble. Yes, he does have pace on the medium compounds as he goes 16.441. But Shipley's lap this time by.
See it when he comes across the line.
And
just
coming
out
through
the last
final
corner.
section now.
Run down to the line is going to be the first person into the 15s in the race, maybe? No, not quite. 16.3. So pretty much matched last time around. Someone's not very
Battle's starting to
happy
heat
on the
up
radio.
between Miranda and Ryan. Miranda's in.
Yeah. From the hard tyre, I know he'd already pitted, so
Apparently it's not helping the way he thought it would.
tyre issues for him, I would assume.
And much like Filipich, Miranda is still yet to come into pit road. Or sorry, Ryan still has to come onto pit road.
Yeah,
she just got Escobar.
So two drivers yet to pit in this one, both on the medium tyre, as I get another replay transition show up.
Why is it every time I hit my button, your replay shows up?
Who knows?
Very interesting.
Well, this is a fun little game trying to sort out this issue at the same time as watching the race, but we'll see. I think Filipich would have to come in soon enough. Still not into the pits, so he's going to turn on to lap 38. Still without having pitted. I've thought of something, because I can see things changing. Are you in broadcaster mode?
Yes.
That may be the reason, because we'd be connected to the same room.
Okay. Let me do this then.
Showing Collins in the pits as well. Now I have nothing.
Now you have nothing?
Now I have live. Now I have control. Now I have control. Everything's back.
Yes. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kind of new to this whole SDK thing.
There we go. We sorted our issues out.
Didn't mean to bork you up, Jason.
Only took us about 30 laps to figure it out. But,
Being iRacing machinima. Honey, I broke the simulator. That's better.
Yeah. Now you get to see the gaps as well. And actually, Filipich now setting faster times than Jeremy Shipley. So the fresh shininess on those hard compound tyres not lasting too long, and Filipich is definitely firmly in the realms of making it to the end on the soft tyre now.
Well, the issue is he does have that lap traffic directly in front of him.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, they do have to get out of the way at some point soon, although he does go into the pits now.
Here we go. On lap 39 of 63, and he needs to take a tear off badly. Good grief. So, if you're Filipich, what's the call? What compound do you go on?
Softs.
You go to softs. There it is.
It is on softs. It shows mediums in the simulator for some reason, but I can assure you it's soft tyres on the graphic. As here comes Shipley And you can see gap has stayed about the same. Shipley has got fastest lap, but those tyres of Filipich do need to heat up. Even though there are tyre blankets, they still need some time to heat up.
Well, with this
But
tire,
after
usually
that,
half a lap.
yeah, after that, definitely advantage Filipich. See, that's one thing I wish I could bring up on the tower is the tyres. Timing tower doesn't have a tyres option.
I've noticed that as well.
This would be a lovely thing to have, and if
we may need to get with our SDK specialist Frank Marchese on this one to see if he can get that added for next week.
Yeah, and Shipley there setting the fastest lap, but you may have noticed the gap to Filipich has gone up by a whole second since he's come out of the pits.
And extending.
Yeah, Filipich
so this is going to be Filipich's first flyer on the soft compound tires. I would expect him to go sub 116 on this lap, being as he's now another second to the good over Shipley. The question is Filipich pushing too hard too soon on those gumball softs?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised to see a high 114 come out of this lap, to be perfectly honest.
That's a possibility.
15.9 is the current quickest lap by Shipley on the last lap. This one is most definitely quicker, just by how much. It's gonna be by an entire second. 1:14.901.
Holy cow.
And in all that, just gonna watch a replay. Rodrigo Miranda had a bit of an issue. Looks like coming up towards outer. How much of an issue? Coming off the curb, just a spin onto the grass. Nice little spin to get it back going again. That was slick. Actually.
Yeah, that was. I like that.
That's quite smooth.
Again, something you normally see in a dirt sprint car, where the guys start to spin the car out and just stay on the throttle, so they don't have to get push started again. Yeah, I mean that was heads up driving, and good job with Daniel Diaz Escobar for getting by him cleanly. Not wanting to get into someone else's dumpster fire, just heads up driving, seeing it up the road and doing what he needed to do to avoid any contact. See what kind of lap we're gonna see as.
I think it's probably not quicker. Yeah, no, 16.3.
No.
So.
Yeah, he's backed the pace down a lot.
That's probably on purpose. You set a fastest lap. You get that extra fastest lap point, and then you just sort of sit on it and stay there. With Thomas Vons in third, doing a 17.3. So gap between Shipley and Vons is going to be increasing as well. Christina Ryan is still out on that original set of medium tyres. Currently, her last lap was an 18.8, so we'll see what this one is. Those tyres probably crying out to no longer be used anymore.
A safe bet. As just a clinic being put on by Igor Filipic in this race. Just completely decimating this field right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he could probably choose to extend that gap to Shipley if he wanted to, in case of a rare mistake, but obviously it's a case of you'd be using up the tyres at that point, and probably not the best one to try and do. I'm going to have a look at some Imola facts.
Oh, these are fun.
So, as a track being used in Formula 1, whether it be San Marino Grand Prix or as we see it now, the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, which team do you reckon has won the most races here?
Are you asking me or are you asking our fans?
We'll go with chat for now. Let's give the answer in a few laps time. See if anyone wants to have a crack at it. No cheating.
Well, it's an easy question considering where the track is.
Well, I'll give a clue. There are 2 correct answers. We've got 2 chances to get it right.
Yeah, that's exactly where I thought that answer was going.
Yeah.
Bonus point if you can name the drivers who also have the most wins.
Mm.
Slowbird, you are incorrect, sir.
Yeah, that's unfortunately not a correct guess. But, keep going. If you are allowed more guesses than one, I'll be nice. As I am still surprised by the fact that Christina Ryan hasn't come into the pits yet. But she's actually set her fastest lap of the race on the last lap.
Oh yeah, no, I mean she's hanging in there on, those same tires she started the race on. She's not abusing them, and that's the good thing. Thomas Barnes just set his fastest lap of the race, still on the hard tire.
Yeah, might this be a push lap before she comes into the pits? Nope, okay. Just going quicker. So, I'm not sure how well iRacing models the tyres, but at this point in time you'd probably be expecting the tyre to have gone through a grading phase and come out the other side of it.
The question is, how close is she to being on the cords of the tire? Here's the thing. If she can make it without going into pit, I'm going to be shocked and amazed.
Yeah, I'll be shocked and amazed, and she'll be disqualified, sadly. But, either way, it would be a brilliant feat.
Well, we are about to be 13 laps to go, or 14 laps to go this coming time across the stripe, as Varn sets his quick time again. And
Yeah,
Filipic's last lap was on par with Shipley's fastest lap. I mean, it was right there. They're both just right there. And just unreal. Simply unreal. But Filipic is laying down the gauntlet here at Imola that if you want the championship, you've got to go through him. So to reiterate tonight's trivia questions, what manufacturer has the most wins in Formula One at this facility? There's two correct answers. And what driver or drivers have the most wins at this facility?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Pretty interesting answer, I think. I mean, it's not the least obvious thing in the world, but
Oh, you know, it just... This is insane.
I mean, the pace of Filipich or how Christina Ryan's still going on the mediums.
Both.
Both. Yeah. That's cockpit cam. Do we see any? Well, we see a lot of dirt for one, but
Yeah, she needs to take a tear off.
Can't see anything particularly wrong with the tyres. I'm not sure if that gets modelled or not.
Yeah, it does. You can definitely see, especially if somebody flat spots one. But her tire wear does not look that atrocious right now. So I would expect with about 10 to go, she's going to peel off into the pits, take the gumball tires, and just try to annihilate a lap here.
Yeah, just try and set qualifying times over and over again with those new softs, only 10 laps of fuel in the car instead of the 63 you started with. Steal the fastest lap point away. Unfortunately, after pitting, she will drop down by 2 places. So she'll be in 6th position. But either way, she would have been there after pitting anyway. So might as well extend it out and go for quick time.
Yeah, absolutely. But I will give a hint on our trivia question for tonight. McLaren was one of the answers that was tried to be given. It is incorrect, but McLaren only has 6 wins here at Imola. 84, 86, 88, 89, 91, and 98. The 2 correct answers for manufacturer or constructor, if you will, each have 2 more wins. And I'm not going to tell you what years because that would definitely give it away. As Ryan is in the pits now.
I think it's a foregone conclusion as to which tyre she puts on that car.
If you don't see that thing go red,
yep, there you go.
There it goes.
Red it is, and she is now also 1 lap down on the leaders. Only the top 4 are on the same lap as Igor Filipich and Jeremy Shipley, actually. No, never mind. Rodrigo Miranda just about on the same lap as Jeremy Shipley. But these top 2 have really proved themselves to be in a league of their own.
Oh, very much so. And it's what you would expect. You know, the top 2... Oh! Shipley's around!
Commentator's curse coming into action.
Blame Jason.
Yeah, my fault. Apologies.
So you can get your hate mail coming now, folks. That's... I'm kidding.
I have to admit, it was worse last time around.
So it's Jason Sawford, care of ESBN Towers, London, England, PO Box OU812.
Yeah, no, last time around I was talking about how well Elisa Long was doing. And then, unfortunately, they had a netcode collision with another driver and, frankly, speared off doing a 10 out of 10 pirouette into some catch fencing at turn 1 at Suzuka.
Have you seen the lap that Rodrigo Miranda just set on those mediums? 15.91. This deep into the race.
Yeah, that is a pretty competitive lap. Still got another second to find to get the quickest lap.
Is it too little, too late though? That's the problem.
Well, 9 seconds up to Daniel Diaz-Escobar. If the difference in time continues as Miranda comes into the pits, never mind.
For the third time.
Yeah, he does seem to just eat through those tyres.
He might just as well go back on the sauce at this point.
Yeah.
As Christina Ryan just blows past him on pit road.
She just
set her quickest lap of the race.
Yeah. Still need to find quite a lot to beat Filipic's quickest lap.
2.5 seconds. She needs about 2.5 seconds to be able to pull that one off.
Yeah, but probably pretty doable as fuel loads get lighter, as the tyres get sort of worn in, really.
Well, she's got the tires up to temperature now, so this lap should really be a ripper.
We'll have to wait and see when she'll get across the line. But speaking of getting across the line, Filipic crossing the line once again. Start lap 54 of 63, setting a 1:15.686 in the process. And just cementing that lead.
These aren't the fastest laps we've seen.
No,
because there was 3 of them that went 13s in qualifying.
Yes, yeah.
And he was one of himself, Filipic, and I believe Barnes. I believe Barnes was the other one. Yes. So, the fact that the 3 of those guys went 13th, we know it's possible. I didn't see what tires they were on during qualifying.
They would have been on mediums, but obviously...
a lighter fuel load.
Yeah, they would have had a lighter fuel load, they would have had access to DRS, they would have had full ERS.
Right.
Basically, completely perfect conditions, so getting even within a second of that in the race is... frankly, insane.
And on those soft compound tires, he's still cranking off 15s.
Yeah.
This many laps in. He was last down pit road on lap 39. So, here we are closing in on 20 laps later. And Barnes just continues to reset his quick lap on those hard compound tires. It'd be amazing to see what would happen with Barnes if he had gone to soft.
Well, I would imagine at this point in time, he'd be able to... he'd probably be able to find that time to steal the fastest lap away from Filipic, and to be perfectly honest, with no one behind him and probably not much chance of catching Shipley in front, Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, he might just as well, switch now to the softs. On this light of a fuel load, I mean, he could really blister one with the remaining laps that are in this race.
Yeah. Maybe try and strategically use a lapped car to get some DRS. That could help out as well. But yeah.
So Filipich, Shipley, and Barnes, the only three to go sub 114 in qualifying, are also the only three cars left on the lead lap. Daniel Diaz-Escobar sitting in fourth, 1 lap down. Christina Ryan sitting in fifth, 1 lap down. And then you've got Rodrigo Miranda, Luis Colon, and Rory Collins rounding out those that are still running. So 8 cars still motivating this track here in lovely Italy.
Yeah, I've just noticed that there are some, as you come towards the final 2 corners, there are some houses on the just off the right-hand side of the track. Wouldn't you just love to live in those?
I'm going to say no.
Oh, okay.
Only because I know what race day traffic looks like, especially over here in the States.
Yeah.
And, they normally close the road going in one direction. So leaving the facility, you're only allowed to go one way. And you can talk to the people that live in Watkins Glen about that one, how difficult that can be at times. And in the morning on race day, you're only allowed to go one way into the track. So all the roads lead in before the race and away from the track after the race. So, say you wanted to get a pizza, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, though. Does look like I'm just having a look on Google Maps now. Actually, does look like the track is pretty walkable from the train station.
That's the thing. I mean, as long as there's public transportation, you're fine.
Yeah.
Which you guys have amazing public transportation over there in Europe. Over here, not so much. If you get a bus or a train that's within 25 minutes of when it's actually supposed to arrive at the station, that's a win.
Buy a lottery ticket.
Exactly. I would love to ride an on-time train at some point in my life. Is it ever going to happen? Nope.
Yeah, no, by the looks of things, there actually isn't that much parking at the track either, so I think if you plop this track in the middle of America, you probably wouldn't be doing too well. As Thomas Vance is in the pits, but he jumped to the pits. Didn't quite catch that one, so we'll see what... Oh, dear.
Oh!
That is a big uh-oh. Quickly go to cockpit for that one.
Wow.
Apologies for rewinding it, but I suspect... Yeah, I think that was grass on the left front tyre?
Yep, it was.
Just touched the grass with the left front tyre. That would have sent him round.
He caught the sausage curb on the left rear, and that kind of whipped the car around that direction, sent it into the grass, and you could just barely see it wiggle there. He caught the backside of that sausage curb, and you're along for the ride at that point. Well, darn.
Unfortunately, then, that means no more Thomas Vance in this race as well. He's going to drop down to 8th position and out. And now, those on the lead lap, your top 2. Strategy call to go on to softs and try and steal the fastest lap. Now on Jeremy Shipley. Although technically anyone who's currently in the race could do it.
I still think Christina Ryan has a shot at it.
Yeah. Although her pace hasn't exactly been where you would want it to be to do that. In
Not
fact,
recently.
she's being caught by Rodrigo Miranda behind.
Yeah, I just noticed that. Well, she's got a little bit of a gap on him now.
Yeah, 6-second gap, so still workable in terms of the race, but
And she's gaining on Escobar. And no, she's not.
still thinking in terms of strategy, this man right here could try and earn himself an extra point by coming into the pits.
He'd have to come this time.
Yeah.
Because we are about to be 3 to go. As a matter of fact, I think Filipich is 3 to go.
Yeah.
So Shipley would have to do it now to get one last shot at just a burner of a lap.
Ah, there we go.
Gonna try it.
Looks like he's listening to the broadcast.
Good possibility.
and
And again, those of you who are in the live stream, we do want to thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and turn on bell notifications, because this is one of 7 races we are going to air in the next 24 hours. Coming up later this afternoon on the ESBN family of broadcasts, we have the ISNF Cup Series at 5:20 p.m. Eastern Time. At 7:25, we will go to the Fired Up Esports League as they go to Auto Club Speedway in California for their next round. And then the nightcap tonight will be the Sunday Night NASCAR Round 3 from Vegas. Tomorrow night, we have the CleanRacing.net Truck Series Round 6 from Vegas. That is an 8:20 Eastern Time start. We also have the Rowdy Energy Cup Series Round 3 at Vegas. That'll be an 8:20 Eastern Time start. And the nightcap tomorrow night will be the Maestros Classic ARCA Series season finale at Phoenix. So a lot of racing left here just in the next 24 hours. So again, turn on bell notifications. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. Give us a thumbs up, because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm to help share these videos to the masses.
Yeah, and just as Jeremy Shipley's about to start his fastest lap, I did notice that Filipich also went into the pits. I'm going to stay on board for this lap, because why not? Let's watch it from his perspective. So Filipich is going to try and effectively steal the fastest lap back at the end in a bit of a defence. Coming through Tamburello now, Jeremy Shipley, very quick through. He's going to be using as much of that ERS as he can possibly manage to use during the race. You can see there on the dash in attack mode. Coming through now into Tosa. One of the slowest corners on the track, just having to get past some lap traffic of Rodrigo Miranda. Now on the way up to the left-hander of Piratella. 6th gear through there, and the very quick right-handers of Aqua Minerale. That's pretty tidy. See how he does through the Variante outer chicane. Right on those curbs as white flag for Igor Filipich. He'll be starting his final fastest lap attempt and final lap. Now coming into the last 2 corners for Shipley. Rounding out the final turn. What is it going to be? He's not going to have any DRS help. But coming through to the line, is it going to be faster than the 1:14.9 of Filipich? It is. It's going to be a 1:14.4. But back to Filipic, because he's going to be having a go as well.
Wow, 114.4 dead.
And now push lap just coming through sector 3, coming into sector 3 for Filipic.
This is going to be his final shot to steal that lap back.
Yep.
Every bonus point all important right now.
Yeah, it shows mediums on the broadcast, but those are softs, I guarantee you. Will it be a sub 13 in the race? Checkered flag is out. Filipic is going to win the race. Will he get the fastest lap?
No.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, he does.
It didn't show us. It didn't show us a purple lap, but he does.
114.096.
Yeah, is Shipley going to be able to match that? Because obviously he had 2 attempts. Filipic has 1. Might not have as much ERS as he would on the first attempt. I think he was sputtering as he came across the line. Yeah, that's a 120.1. So Shipley
is
running out of fuel. Yeah,
completely out of fuel. Well, that's
fuel at almost perfect moment.
Well, I mean, that if you're going to run out, that's the time to do it. Escobar's out of fuel.
This isn't the time to do it.
Not where he is.
No. No, absolutely not. He's currently sitting in neutral, coming through Aqua Minerale on the downhill, just trying to...
That means Christina Ryan can get by him.
Get it going.
She's out of fuel, too.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no, she's not.
No, Christina Ryan had already finished.
Oh.
Because Filipic had pitted, that meant that Daniel Diaz-Escobar was no longer on the... was no longer lapped.
Well, now here's the question. With him...
He hasn't finished.
Right. That should promote Ryan, considering she did finish.
I would be led to believe that that would promote Christina Ryan to 3rd place. Yep. So it'll have to be confirmed in results somewhere. But since...
Well, we're about to find out.
I would assume they would bring the lap back for Daniel Diaz-Escobar. He would be classified, but he would be behind anyone that finished the lap. Or
Which would put him...
Or either that, or he would be classified to where... effectively where he stopped.
That's a good question. You know, the easy answer would be he should be in 6th. Behind those that did finish the lap. Well, unfortunately, he did not.
Unofficial race results do say that Daniel Diaz-Escobar is still in 3rd position, but there they are, and I believe here we have our race winner Igor Filipic. Hello.
Hello.
So, in the end, a pretty comfortable win. You had a bit of pressure from Shipley at the start, but unfortunately he had a bit of a spin midway through the race. How did it go from your perspective?
Oh yeah, I was really nervous at the start. First thing was like Jeremy was pretty fast, maybe even faster than me. Like I struggled to get out of the DRS. Didn't manage only on 2 or 3 laps, and yeah, he made a mistake with the strategy, I guess. Went to the hards, spun. Unlucky.
Yeah, it definitely turned out to be the better strategy to hold on those mediums until you get onto the softs. Was there much in the way of tyre wear at all? Because it seemed fairly comfortable.
I'm actually not sure. I didn't even check the tire. I knew that it was gonna be alright, so I didn't even worry about it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Some confidence coming out there, and it was pretty interesting actually with the fastest lap attempts at the end. Obviously, you saw Shipley and knew that you had to try and cover it. I believe that you did in the end. So congratulations on that one.
Thank you.
But,
Yeah, I needed to cover up
yeah,
the fast lap attempt, maybe 1 point, I think it is.
yeah.
I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, he left me 1 lap. He pitted 1 lap too soon.
Yeah, so anything from you, Tony?
Just you put on a complete clinic today, sir. My hats are off to you. Being as just lap after lap, almost robotically, putting that car exactly where you needed to put it every lap cleanly. Your driving skill is amazing, sir. And I just want to congratulate you on the win here tonight.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and congratulations from me as well on the win, and we will be able to let you go and celebrate.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the broadcast, and goodbye.
Yeah, thank you. And it doesn't look like we have any of our other drivers in the Discord, unfortunately, so by the looks of things, that one interview is our lot. So, thoughts on this race, Tony?
For my first Formula One race, I got to admit I was impressed by what I was seeing as far as the strategies go. Because Jason, I love playing chess, and what we were witnessing here today was a chess match between Filipich and Shipley at 189 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
my hat's off to everybody that was able to finish this race. Condolences to Thomas Barnes, considering that he didn't get a chance to finish the strong race that he was having right up until all hell broke loose. And all it took was half a tire coming through that tight chicane. And that's just how on the ragged edge these drivers are. Half a tire width into the grass, and he was along for the ride.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing you can do after that, and it's really unfortunate, but it is just how it goes with these cars. But overall, I think we saw a great race today, and I'm looking forward to the next one. It's not going to be next week because this league does have 2 weeks on, 1 week off. Instead, it will be the week after. 20th of March, we'll be going to Hungary for the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Hungaroring. Have you seen a race there before?
I actually spotted for our compatriot Frank Marchese in an LMP2 race. So
okay,
yes, I have seen racing from there, and I love me some Hungaroring. As a matter of fact, goulash sounds like a great idea for dinner tonight.
yeah. Well, you enjoy that. Bit late for dinner for me, but overall, yeah, I think a great race, and we look forward to the next one. Any closing thoughts?
Coming into this race, I was a little skeptical as to what I was going to be able to do, but Jason, you really made me feel comfortable in the booth with you here tonight. For an F1 race, being as I freely admit I'm a northern redneck, as we call them here in the States. So we're going to be more into my wheelhouse in about a half hour from now.
Yeah, absolutely. The pair of us going to be taking over the ISNF booth at Bristol Motor Speedway. It is, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So the last great Coliseum. Be sure to join us for that one. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, And you don't want to miss an amazing week of action that we've got coming up here on the Esports Broadcasting Network.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you want to say do you want to say the line?
If you want me to.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Then for Mr. Jason Sawford, this is Tony Trapasso. For Mr. Jason Sawford, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that as you walk down the road of life, don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.